5:22 on Daybreak, and in the summer of 1984, the blockbuster baseball movie The Natural hit the big screen across the country, putting the spotlight on the Queen City.
Yeah, it was a big budget movie which brought some of Hollywood's biggest stars to town, as Buffalo was the backdrop for the comeback story of fictional baseball great Roy Hobbs. This morning we look back at some of the locals that helped make that movie magic in this Two on Your Side original. 40 years ago, Hollywood came to the Queen City.
So a couple guys from New York came in. I gave them the tour of the stadium. They loved it.
Director Barry Levinson had been searching for a spot to film his new baseball movie, and let's just say Buffalo was a natural. And for these three baseball enthusiasts, it was a chance to get front row seats to it all. Current Bison's broadcaster Duke McGuire was just a young Bison staffer then, and Williamsville South Athletic Director Kevin Lester had scouted a bit for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Duke asked me to get a hold of a bunch of players, and they were going to have a tryout and everything, and that's how the whole thing got started.
Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame exhibit chairman John Boutte was a ball player for Canisius College back then.
They used us for like shagging balls and setting up pictures and all kind of things and stuff like that. So
now, they knew it was a baseball movie, but had no idea the stars that would be coming to town. Robert Redford, Robert Duvall, Wilford Brimley, Kim Basinger, and Glenn Close.
Had no idea. Glenn Close was like a little sister to everybody. She took batting practice, she took fielding practice. It was outstanding. Everybody on the movie was fantastic.
In addition to taking on roles as extras, Kevin's number 20 in this scene, and that's Duke right there next to Mr. Brimley, they also helped out with transforming the old rock pile into the home of the fictional New York Knights.
Fence signs in the outfield, they ought to be redone to period pieces.
they had to recreate a 1930s Major League Baseball wooden manual scoreboard.
War Memorial Stadium, the train station in South Dayton, the Central Terminal, Ellicott Square Building, All High Stadium, and Parkside Candies. All backdrops for the film. And now another bit of Western New York played a big part as well. That was Roy Hobbs' bat, Wonder Boy. Robert Redford liked the feel of the bats that Kevin Lester used, so the prop master gave Kevin a special task.
So I took him, I went to the high school, Williamsville South High School, where I was the athletic director, and I put him on a lathe, and I spent the whole day with sandpaper just sanding him down as the bat spun on the lathe.
That's right. Wonder Boy, the famous bat from the movie, was actually crafted in the Williamsville South wood shop. Some of the other movie magic they witnessed, well, the fire department stringing hoses overhead to make it rain, this makeshift cannon to help Roy Hobbs rip the cover off the ball, and then there were the pyrotechnics packed into the lights by Buffalo's bravest.
They had the explosions all set up there ready to explode when the ball was shot up there. So they used them to do a lot of things like that movie magic. You don't know how it's done. Well, they used the Buffalo Fire Department to do that.
Oh my God, are you serious?
And the movie still resonates with audiences in Western New York and beyond. In fact, as we were shooting the interviews, the Westlake family of Tampa, Florida, just happened to show up. They were on a family vacation to the Adirondacks and decided to stop in Buffalo to tour the sites where the movie was filmed, a movie that Joseph fell in love with when he was just 7 years old.
Specifically for Buffalo, the only reason we came here was to do this tour.
40 years, man, it just seems like it's flown by.
And for Bob Rich III, the movie was a bit of a family affair. His father had just bought the Bisons and helped roll out the red carpet for the film crew and its stars. He even helped Bob prepare after landing a bit part as Roy Hobbs' son, Ted. Just one scene, no lines.
He had been teaching me to catch the ball for the final scene by using a bat, a fungo bat, and hitting the ball to me. So I was 0 for 3 when they were throwing it. My dad got up there, threw the ball, hit the ball to me. I went 8 for 8 in those catches.
But the emotional closing scene of the movie that brought tears to so many eyes.
I get chills. I really do. Every time that movie comes on, there's probably 5 or 6 scenes where I get chills.
And if you look hard enough, you can still see reminders of the film all around town 4 decades later. Yeah, and that was one of the cardboard cutouts in the upper window at Mulligan's Brick Bar. You see those all around town, but man, what a classic. And the Buffalo just was shown incredible.
Right. There's so many movies that are made here nowadays that you really don't get glimpses of Buffalo in the movies, even though you know that they were made here. But The Natural just exudes Buffalo, as you so aptly pointed out throughout that piece.
The
Beautiful.
Richardson Complex was all the hospital scenes. It just goes on and on.
Yeah. Awesome. Really great look back. And there's a longer version of that story also on our website, right? WGRZ.com.
This one will be on the website.
Excellent. All right. Well, ahead on Daybreak.